Hello and welcome to your daily oracle reading for Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. I'm Linda the Lightworker. I'm a shamanic practitioner. I'm living my life one day at a time. I hope you are too, especially during this time of COVID when it's been so crazy out there. In the US, it's nutty, and maybe where you are too. It's not kind of kooky out there. So anyway, my hope is that we use these videos just to stay on our life path, living one day at a time and slowing it down, right? So we can stay present. So if you want to find out more about me or the decks I use, everything's linked down below in that diddly-do box. LindaTheLightWorker.com is my website, or you can email me directly, LindaTheLightWorker@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. All right, today for our general reading, I'm using the World Spirit Tarot deck. This illustrations by Lauren O'Leary, and the text was written by Jessica Godino, and all that information. I know, my poor little deck. I think it's out of print, and this is a battered and bruised deck, but so wise. I just love it. All right, let's jump in. Okay, our first card today is the Sage of Wands. Now, the Sage of Wands is that right? No, it's the Sage of Swords. The Sage of Swords. Oh, I love this blue background too. I've been really into blues lately. Okay, the Sage of Swords. The swords represent the air signs mostly, and those signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So the Sage of Swords, he's kind of like the king of swords. And in traditional tarot, he typically would, if we were in a reading, he might represent a grandfather, a great-grandfather, an ancestor. But what's really coming through today is that this is a part of you that has high command of your thoughts. And the beautiful thing about the Sage of Swords is that he is an innovative thinker. You know, you think of, he's able to innovative. He thinks beyond. He has amazing intellectual capacities and able to be visionary in many ways. So as you are stepping into your own visioning self, or perhaps you're still imagining what you would like for yourself in your future, you're still in a visioning or a vision questing way, I see him sitting on snowy peaks, so I think it's a great way to think about what you'd like to manifest come the winter months too, as well as what this upcoming season might be in 5 or 6 months or so. But he's innovative, and you must remember that. And I know so many of you are already on the leading edge out there, and you do have, you're receiving downloads. Many of you are doing a meditation, a quick meditation, and receiving a lot of information. This is about you integrating these thoughts and remembering that you might receive your information before it's time to take action, right? Write it down. Get a new journal. Open a new journal today. Call it your visioning journal for yourself. Timeline, 6 months, whatever. See what comes up for you, because you are innovative. And this could be about what you want to create relationship-wise. Use it as a creation tool. Maybe you have a new business idea, or how you want to branch off your business, how you want to launch your business maybe in 6 months, or your new idea, or what you're doing. All right, our second card today, again, love is in the air. Holy moly. We have the beautiful lovers going in for a little, my mother would say, a hiney grab there. Here we have the angels up above, delighting and thrilling and pushing the two of you together. These cherubs, little cherubs, are just having the best time. There's so much fun with the love that is here. So this is a reminder that now some of you who aren't in relationship with a traditional love relationship, remember that every relationship that we're in have the potential to be love relationship, just not maybe a romantic action. You know, love is so deep and so incredible at how we can share ourselves on so many different ways. The physical aspect of love, as these two are getting hanky-panky there, that's just one piece of it. But again, remember that it is about reuniting yourself with you. And when I see one of a darker skin tone than the other, it is that remembering of remembering all love, all parts of ourselves. Maybe this bright white light is the one that's making you nervous. Love your bright side, love your shadow, love every part of you, because you know, no matter who you might end up with for whatever time destined for you as a relationship, ultimately you must be with yourself every day of your life. That's the real relationship. So remember that you have the opportunity to perhaps be forward thinking with you, how you love yourself. Maybe you have a new practice of how you can appreciate yourself. I don't know what that means. Spirit's just saying this stuff. But you've got to appreciate you. And doing that shadow work of loving every part of ourselves, even those things that might seem scary or ugly or whatever. I don't even like any of those words. Here, let's go to our third card. What's going to help out? So here we have the Hermit. And you're saying, well, how can you have a lover and a hermit? Well, you know, she might just be coming out of her shell. This might all be, for those of you who are requesting love or are ready for love, perhaps all it will take is for you to go out of your little cave and go get the mail. It could be that easy as simply walking out your door or being in nature. But ultimately, the hermit follows her own path. She is driven by spirit. I see that beautiful halo above her head. But what card came with her was this Seer of Swords. So the strong message I'm receiving is that have the courage like an adolescent teen in love for the first time, to embrace the love that's around you. Embrace what you have in the ways of love. And it could be that you're not in a physical love relationship, but really recognizing the relationships that are around us. It shows us where we are spiritually. They're reflecting us on what's happening. Now, sometimes you might get caught up with somebody who has a lot of the next thing happening. Okay, let me jump into, I just got to pause there. Let me get this in. Our final card today is from the Wisdom of the Oracle from Colette Baron-Reid. Boy, I'm loving this lady. She does a great job. Okay, so here we go. All right. Here we have this never-ending story, number 37. So here's, I don't like warnings, but I'm going to say it. Here's a warning for some of you. Some of you might be prone to say, oh no, love card, oh no, I'm going back in my cave. I don't want any part of that. And then you'll step into this, what is the word? Never-ending story. What does that mean, never-ending story? Of course, I hear that song, never-ending story, right? Remember that one? It was 80s, was it? 90s maybe? Anyway, look at her face here. She is caught up in that illusion that unnecessary drama is necessary in your life. And remember that unnecessary drama is the primary cause of suffering. Let me say it again. I will. Overthinking and creating drama or being sucked into unnecessary drama is where suffering thrives. Suffering thrives in the story of woe me, or believing your situation is dire, or you know, if you have a bleeding wound or if you are injured, get your butt to the hospital. Don't be overthinking that. But typically what this is, an invitation to go down those shadow bunny holes of shoulda, coulda, woulda, why didn't I, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he did this to me. She did that. Whoa. Look at her head. Like, she is out of control in her head. So it's important to remember that those shadow stories that we can get caught up in often happen when we're in isolation. when we are alone with ourselves, it can lead down that a shame spiral, or overthinking, or unleashing the hounds, the demons in your mind, or your mother's voice, or your uncle's voice, or whoever did what to you when. So the invitation today is to turn this guy around. Don't get caught up in overthinking today, and recognize when you're thinking a story. Maybe one of those stinking thinking stories that you've had going on, especially around love, right? Maybe overthinking love, or that story you tell, is what's causing your suffering. And it's time to release those old stories so you can step into the love that you want. But first, to release the story, you must be able to extract yourself from the pain and the suffering and the belief of the story. Sometimes when it's like a hamster getting on a wheel of just going with that. It's learning those techniques to ground down how best you can to dial off that dialogue and say, that's not my true self, that's a wound. What is my wound here? And having a positive line of inquiry around what your wound is or where it came from. It's a great time to write it out, to get that suffering on the paper, not what so-and-so did to me in such an angry way, but why you might have attracted that story. What is it that you can grow from? What were the things why were you so in love with this idea, this and that, and maybe it will evolve. But getting caught in this story, and that's like being in the victim mode a little bit, but not always. Sometimes it's just being in the shadow mode of just saying the worst things to herself. Oh, I'm always so, my cheeks are always too puffy. When will I'll never, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't like shadow stories. It took a lot of work to overcome mine, and yours will be different than mine. We all have our own demons. So just pay attention that this might get triggered today. Remember, we still have that effect of that powerful full moon from yesterday, August 3rd. So it is about that Aquarian sometimes will go down a line of inquiry, does like to figure things out, likes puzzles, likes solving things. So know that there is light around us with this full moon to bring illumination. And maybe you need to be in a dark place so you can see all the light. She doesn't look like she's near a lot of people. Oh, but she's doing it with divine light. I love this. That illumination of that near that third chakra to help you build and grow your self-esteem in the most easy, perfect way for you, because you are God's favorite child. Imagine looking at yourself through the eyes of God, whatever God means for you, the spirit, universe. It's hard to imagine that God would not love us 1,000%, right? So I hope you can feel the love today, and remind your busy mind that it needs to settle down. Give it a nap, maybe a cup of tea, maybe a nice cup of jasmine tea, and a nap, or a beautiful meditation. And just acknowledge it, listen to it, but don't believe it. Those unnecessary dramas is where suffering lives. So pay attention to your drama, and notice how you draw the drama in. That was something I really had to learn, and I'm still ongoing, but boy, my lessons get quicker and quicker in such a way I don't have to get involved with the drama, which is so beautiful. All right, my dear, that's our reading for today. If you're one of my new subscribers, thank you so much. I'm so thrilled you're here. And let me know how you're doing. But remember, most of all, to be very nice to yourself today. Take really good care of you. Say nice things to yourself. And remember, you are God's most favorite child. And all we need to do is to just breathe through this experience and grow and expand. You know, insight often comes later, so Don't worry, your messages are here for you. All right. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.